Growth investor versus income investor. Long term investor versus income investor. Hey, everybody, it's Paul here from Blossom. And today I wanted to go over a question that was asked to me by Steph. I figured she took the time to make a comment on one of my posts, so I'm going to take the time to respond. So she considers herself a long term investor, which to me, I'm going to assume means she's a growth investor. And she wants to know, what's the difference between a long-term investor versus an income investor, and who should be holding what in their portfolio. So by income investor, I'm assuming she's talking about being a passive income investor, such as myself, using covered call ETFs. The first thing I'd like to say is I believe that even though I'm not a growth investor, I'm still a long-term investor because I'm only 51 years old, and I plan on living maybe until my late 80s, maybe 90s. So I've got a long time ahead of me to invest. So really, I think I'm a long-term growth income investor. So secondly, what I would say is that the most important thing is not defining, what kind of an investor you are, or what kind of investments you should hold. Is what is your strategy, right? You need to decide what your strategy as an investor is, and then you need to stick with it, right? Don't watch a few YouTube videos, decide you want to be a dividend growth investor, and then 6 months later you watch somebody else on YouTube who's invested money in Palantir and made a lot. So now you want to change your strategy and follow theirs, right? So stick to the strategy that you have. Now, for Steph, being a long-term growth investor, can she add some income funds to her portfolio? Of course she can, right? She can become a hybrid investor. In fact, I think nowadays most people are probably hybrid investors, where most of their portfolio might be into something like VFV or VU, right? They're invested in the S&P 500, but then a portion of their portfolio is single stocks or income funds, bonds, whatever. So, as I said earlier, I consider myself a long-term growth income investor. Okay, I've been following Adrian and his channel, Passive Income Investor Investing, for a long time now, and one of the most common questions is, why are we so active when it's passive income investing? And I think that's a great question. And the truth is, we are growth income investors, right? So we are always actively working on our portfolios to maximize not only the capital growth, but more importantly, the monthly income. At least that's what I'm doing. Anyways, I hope this helps, Steph. I plan on going over at least one comment on Blossom or on one of my videos a week and try to answer somebody's question. Hope everybody's having a great Monday, and I'll talk to you later. Bye for now.